now got on quite a bit with this. Like I said, it went together quite fast over the past week. I've still got to do the seat belts, although I've got them painted. I haven't got them cut to length yet, and I'm looking for some buckles for them. But apart from that, as you can see, the fuselage joint is fairly neat. I've had a little bit of putty in here, a little bit of putty in the front edge where this piece goes over, meets the canopy. This piece of putty down here isn't the seam, it's actually an indentation there, a bit of a sink mark which I filled. I also had to fill the wing root here at the leading edge on both sides. I've had to do that. There was quite a step in here on this wing root itself. It marries up here and it marries up here. This one didn't marry up so well. It just wouldn't go back to the original position, so what I did, I just filled that little square section in there and smoothed that out, and it seems to be fine now. Again, underneath here on the cockpit side, no filler. This belly pan here had quite a lot of filler in this side, a tiny bit in this side, just a very small gap was left at this end here. But this side didn't fit at all. I've had to put filler all the way along it because of if I pushed it down flat, I'd have a step here and here. So I thought, well, let's get it level with the bottom and this side here, and then fill up the big gap all the way down, which I did. Again here, there's a lot of filler on this particular section here. It's not because of the fuselage joint. The fuselage joint's like this here, but it was had rather bad sink mark along this section here, so I've had to fill that up. Apart from that, it's gone very well. How I got this joint so good is I did it in sections. I did this section, let that dry, did this one, got the joint right, let that dry, and so on and so forth all the way around the fuselage. I've also done the fin. That had one little bit of filler just down here, fractionally amount bit, but nowhere else. Stabilisers behaved themselves, there's no filler whatsoever in those. Both of those are the same. I've also, at this time, I've made two of the undercarriage, the main undercarriage here. The inside pieces only, where they fit into the wings. I've also managed to glue up the tail section here as well, in its proper position. That was a bit awkward, it doesn't actually show you properly how it goes in, but I worked it out in the end. Okay, right, little problems turned up. The chap on ISM who's doing exactly the same kit as I am, but in a different scheme, somebody 72. So I'll put your name down here. Put his two wings panels together. Got his tips. Now he dry fitted these, so he didn't actually glue them. And he fitted the wing tips into the wing, and he found a big step. I've done the same. It's the same on mine. Somebody told him to glue each of the wing tips to the top and bottom of the plane, of the wing panel. Then glue the wing panel together and fill the gap in between. That's fine. Fine as far as it goes. It's a normal practice. But I like to go in a little bit more. You know, why does it need that? It doesn't usually need that sort of thing. Not for the kit like this. So I measured this part here. There it is. 5.59 millimeters thickness of that wingtip. If we do the other wingtip here, as you can see there, it's 5.16 now. It varies a little bit. It actually varies quite a bit sometimes. It's not the best of measuring devices, but it's near enough to make me models up with. But not as much as that one. So when we put the tips on this one, the step isn't so much. So I was looking at it. Let's have a look. what's going on here? Now, if I take these ones apart, I'll do the upper surface first. Where the aileron goes in here, the half piece that closes up the aileron gap, it's got a step in it. So that's larger, that side, compared to the other one. If we look at the bottom section here, again, the leading edge this time has got a lip on it, so we need to take that off. And same with the wing tip root here. That needs to be sanded flat. It's very easy to do. Once we do that, and we keep an eye on the measurement, as long as we get it down to 5mm, I think it'll be fine. Because when I measure the wing tips themselves at that point, right on the wing root, you can see there, it's 5.05mm. So just a little bit off of those. This will fit perfectly. Same on the other side. I'll have to take a bit more for that. But it's just one route you can go down. You can just, like I said, you glue the two tips to either side of the wing panel, glue the wing panel together, and then fill the hole up. If it's not important to you. But it does mean one wing is thicker than the other. It's just something that's something I can deal with quite easily. Actually, sanding it off, it makes it easier to fit and paint and everything, because it'll be the right size and won't have a step in it. You don't have to deal with that. And there's no filler to deal with either. So that's the road I'm going to take. I've mentioned it to him on his thread on the International Scale Modeler, and because I'm on the same one, we're both doing the 100-year bomber build, and we're doing the same kit but different markings. Again, onto the wings. The wing tips, again, I've done those and they've come out not too bad. I don't know where you can see, there's a little bit of filler for the gap on the top edge here. That was my fault. I was sanding it at the wrong angle, so I sanded a little bit more for the top than I should have done. But a bit of filler, that's taken care of that. The worst piece along here is by this aileron. There is a bad sink mark all the way along here, and that's had to be filled. I've done that. And on the bottom there is no filler. Everything fits together nicely. Bulkheads have all been done in here. Like I said, I've used the bulkheads when they're off to make sure I get the landing gear in the correct position, and it can just pop in here afterwards, so I can paint this up without having to worry about masking up the gear. I've done both of those wings and they've all been sanded down smooth and nicely, and again here you can see hardly any filler in this joint at all on this one. I was a bit more wary when I done this one. I've still got a little bit of sanding to do on this aileron section here. Again, the sink marks all the way down, but apart from that, that is the only bit of filler on there. As for depressions, I should say, I filled in the two marks here, not marks, recessed panel lining. They're not right. I'll have to redo them. I don't think they are. For starters, they don't line up with these ones here, and they come along and then they just kink in, and this one actually comes in and kicks out. I don't think that should kink out, that should go straight on there from this one. This is all straight underneath, on the underneath section here. It's straight along, and I think the top one should be straight as well. That'll have to be moved in on this section here. That's my next job on this. Like I said, that is awkward to do. If you ever do one of these, you rest that in the hole. As I said, it's a bit fiddly. There's that wedge piece that goes on top of the mud guard for the rear. There's a pin in that goes into that hole. If you move this arm back that's in the top section here now and glue it into the joint just here, oh sorry, into the joint just here. I think you can see that, and that's the correct position. I've had it held up there with a clamp so it's level, and left it to dry in situ. Now as I can taken it out, I can paint this up, do the wheel, pop the wheel in there, and that's ready to go in on final assembly. It's the same with these here. I've glued them up previously for the wing section, and these just pop in here, and there's a couple of pins here that this sits on if I have my glasses on, like so. All done. I've got the bottom half of the wheel to do yet, but I can finish this all off out, get it painted up the way I want it to do. I can close the doors up on here and spray the underneath all in one go without messing up the inside of the wheel well. Bit of a mouthful that, but that's as far as I've got. The canopy, sorry I forgot the canopy, the rear halves, I've glued these together, and because I wanted to make sure that when I put this on here, this all lines up in this position here, and it does. Without knocking it off, that's a nice fit there. The guns sections can go in afterwards, the round portal windows, so when I put the belts on the guns I can get them in and put the whole window in and glue the whole thing in one go. And as you see in the update, what I got in the post, I actually got the masks for this canopy instead of doing it myself. There is a lot of work on there, and I thought, well, for £5 it's worth it. So I'm going to say that's it for this week on this part of the build. When I get a lot further on, I'll give you another update. For now, I think it's going to be see you all soon. Bye for now. Keep up the modelling. Thanks for watching.